Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Yin class. We can find our way into Shavasana to begin, as today we're going to be focusing on a sequence which really stimulates the kidney and urinary bladder meridians. This is going to be a fantastic practice for storing energy, for restoring vitality, and for releasing any fear. So in this Shavasana here, we want to just bring ourselves into a deep, relaxing, slow breath. Bringing the awareness to the breath. And feeling as the belly rises, chest rises, shoulder girdle rises on the inhale, and shoulder girdle falls, chest falls, stomach falls on the exhale. Really just bringing ourselves into this present moment. Any worries, any stresses, any of the comings and goings of life, we can just leave that outside of the mat today. Those things will be ready for you to pick up when you're done this practice. But for now, we want to focus on just bringing our awareness into this present moment. And as we focus our awareness here, I want you to just think to yourself internally now, where do I find my mind drifting on a day-to-day basis? Where are my thoughts drifting? What anxieties, what worries, what fears are running in the background of my life? Or where am I directing my energy in life? Into places where maybe I could be redirecting that into something a little bit more worth my time. Instead of focusing my energies on my worries, on my fears, on my anxieties, what if I allowed myself to just let those fears go today? And just bring myself into this present moment. Breathing deeply here, reconnecting with the flow of the breath. Maybe even bringing the awareness to any sounds in the room. Maybe any sounds of the body. Sounds of the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Extending the awareness outside of the room, listening for any sounds maybe a bit further away. Just really reconnecting with this present moment right now. And again, knowing that anything that you have to do will be there for you at the end of this practice. But for now, we want the mind to be present in the body as we move through these yin poses, which focus on restoring vitality, energy, and releasing fear in our lives. You can wiggle the fingers and toes a little bit if that feels appropriate for you. Just to really bring the awareness into the body. And then when you're ready, bending up the knees and bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. You can grab your blocks here as we're going to go into a reclined butterfly position. Bringing the soles of the feet together and allowing the knees to fall to the sides of the mat. For most people, it will be comfortable to place blocks underneath the knees where there's a space between the knees and the floor. Now we want to find our edge here. So the place where we feel a bit of a challenge, we feel a nice sensation of stretching, but there isn't any pain at all or any strain. And once we've found that edge, we want to just begin to relax the body, releasing the muscles, releasing any holding, and just allowing the body to really melt into this asana. Again, tuning into the breath, feeling the touch and flow of the breath through the abdomen, breathing deeply to fill up the entire rib cage. Feeling that breath just massaging the back against the mat. And then when you're ready, if you'd like, you can change your edge a bit. If you feel your body opening up, you can move the blocks a tiny bit further away, finding a new edge. And then just begin to relax into that position. Again, deeply breathing, staying present, staying focused, staying present in the body, and feeling the opening through the hips in this pose. Maybe feeling sensations of energy flowing, of stretching along the inner thighs. Or again, that opening through the hips, through the hip flexors. Really tuning in to any sensations here. Staying with the breath, feeling the belly rise, chest rise, shoulder girdle rise on the inhale. Shoulder girdle falls, chest falls, belly falls on the exhale. Feeling the body relaxing, any tension just melting away. And if anything becomes too much for you at any point, feel free to just gently and slowly bring yourself out of the position, if that's appropriate for you. But if it's not causing any pain, I challenge you to just stay with that deep sensation of stretching. Again, so long as it's not causing any pain or discomfort, just staying with the body, staying with that opening, stretching sensation. Taking a few final breaths here. And then when you're ready, taking your hands to the outside of the thighs and just helping those knees come together, soles of the feet finding the mat. And then you can bring the feet wider, as wide as the mat, and then allow the knees to just come into touch. Breathing deeply here, breathing deeply, and just feeling a nice release in this counter pose. We always want to make sure that we're balancing out our poses with a counter pose, especially a deep pose like that reclined butterfly. Just relaxing here in this counter pose and breathing into the sensations. Noticing any tingling maybe in the hips, in the inner thighs, the insides of the legs. Maybe you feel energy flowing through those spaces. Just really noticing where you feel these poses. Again, just focusing on the breath here, bringing the awareness into the present moment and giving in to the release. In your own time now, straightening out the knees so that the knees are hip width apart. And we're going to be going into a supported bridge pose here. So grounding down through all four corners of those feet and pressing the palms into the mat. We're going to press the hips away from the palms, pressing the hips up towards the ceiling and engaging through those legs, giving an active bridge pose to begin. And then placing the block underneath our hips, we're going to just release the spine down until the hips come to meet the block. Finding a nice supported bridge position, a place where our hips feel nice and comfortably supported. Feet are grounded down onto the mat and the hands can come to just rest by the sides. Again, palms just grounding down onto the mat. Tuning into the breath again here, feeling the belly rise, chest rise, shoulder girdle rise with the inhale, and then shoulder girdle falls, chest falls, belly falls with the exhale. Tuning into any sensations in this pose, any comforting sensations of pressure on the hips from the block here. Any feeling of the blood flowing through your body in this slight inversion. And just relaxing here. Letting go of any holding. Releasing any tension. Letting go here. Breathing deeply, staying present here. And again, just being mindful of any sensations that this pose brings. Really just centering yourself here and letting go. Breathing deeply. And in your own time now, we're going to just press back up into that engaged bridge position. So lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, engaging through the legs, pressing down through all four corners of the feet, and pressing the hips away from those hands, grounding those palms down into the mat. We're going to take one of our arms and just take that block out from underneath the hips. And then slowly in your own time, just releasing that spine vertebrae by vertebrae down to the mat. Feeling the release in the spine here as the spine reorients itself. Just being gentle. And then in your own time, pulling those knees into the chest to just offer a nice counter position to that supported bridge. You can rock the hips back and forth if that feels comfortable to you, to massage out the hip joints. And if it feels comfortable to you, just bringing those knees in a circle a few times in one direction. And then in the other direction again, just to massage out those hip joints. We can take the forehead into the knees here to just offer a nice rounding to the spine, and then releasing the head down to the mat. We're going to go now into a supine twist. So in your own time, just bringing those arms out to either side, almost at a right angle in a cactus position. And then allowing those knees to just fall down to the right side of the room, grabbing a block and just placing it in between the space in the knees, if there's any space in between those knees. And if you want an even deeper stretch here, just bringing that left ear down to the mat. Breathing into this twist, feeling a nice opening through the spine. Really just feeling a release in the back here. And again, if at any point this becomes too much for you, we can center the head or even use a block between the knee and the floor to kind of give a little bit less of a stretch if you find that this is too much for you. But so long as there's no pain, I just encourage you to just stay with this deep stretch here. Really challenging the body and the mind to come to a still. Again, just breathing through that rib cage, through the spine, feeling an opening through the side body. Bringing the head back to center, we can take the block out from in between the knees, and engaging the core, we're going to bring those knees back into center and just pull them into the chest. Again, really being aware of any sensations that nice supine twist brought us. Giving the back, the spine, a little bit of time to reorient itself. And we're going to be taking that supine twist to the other side. So whenever you're ready, just bringing those arms out to the sides at a right angle in a cactus position. And now allowing the knees to just fall down towards the other side of the room. Bringing a block in between those knees if there's any space in between the knees. And bringing the head to center. If you'd like an even deeper stretch here, then bringing that right ear towards the mat. It's a nice deep stretch for the spine, a nice deep opening in the back. So if at any point this is too much again, feel free to just come out of this pose a little bit. Either by bringing the head to center or bringing a block between where the knee meets the floor. But again, if there's no pain that you're feeling at this point, then I encourage you just to stay with these deep sensations of stretching here. Breathing into the side body, breathing into the back, and just feeling a nice opening here. Staying present with the breath. If at any time during this practice you find your mind wandering, that's okay. Don't feel any shame towards yourself. Just accept that the thoughts are there like clouds in the sky and allow them to pass by. Bringing yourself back to sensations of the breath and to sensations of the body in these deep stretching yin poses. Bringing the head back to center here, we're going to take the block out from in between the knees, engaging the core to bring the knees back to center. And once again, just hugging those knees into the chest, hands coming to the shins, or even wrapping the whole arms around the knees and giving a nice hug. Just feeling gratitude towards yourself for showing up today and taking this time to really release your body and center your mind. Feeling the breath compressing the abdomen against the upper thighs. And just relaxing into that nice sensation of gentle pressure. And when you're ready, releasing those soles of the feet down to the mat, releasing the hands down to the mat. And then, one by one in your own time, just straightening those legs and coming into a Shavasana position. dead body pose. Eyes coming to a close. And just releasing any tension, any holding in the body here. Ensuring that the body is tension-free, that the face is tension-free. The forehead and the space between the eyebrows is expansive and open, free from any tension or wrinkles. We want to just completely release now into this Shavasana. Really just allowing the body to reorient itself. Tuning in to any sensations that those asanas brought us. Just feeling the full benefits of the pose here. Maybe there's a sensation of warmth, a sensation of energy flowing through the body. Maybe a tingling sensation. Just tuning in to the body now. Breathing deeply, staying present here. And in your own time, we're going to just hug those knees into the chest one more time before releasing the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, extending through the backs of those legs, working towards straightening those knees. Hands can come to support the backs of the thighs, backs of the knees, whatever is most comfortable here. Just feeling a nice stretch along the backs of those legs, along the quads, the hamstrings. We're going to come into a happy baby pose here. So grabbing the outsides of the feet, grabbing the ankles or the insides of the feet, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then opening out those knees towards either sides of the mat. Feeling a deep hip opening sensation in this pose. Ensuring that the whole back is grounded down into the mat. And again, just bringing our mind back into center, bringing our mind into the present, focusing on any opening sensations through the hips, maybe a stretching on the outer hips, maybe a stretching in the lower back, wherever you feel it in your body, just really focusing the awareness there. Inhaling deep into the belly, into the chest, shoulder girdle rising. And on the exhale, shoulder girdle falls, chest falls, belly falls. Feeling as the breath massages that back into the mat. We really want to just feel that breath opening up through all corners of the lungs, deep into all corners of the belly, opening up that rib cage with each breath. And again, if this ever becomes too much for you, feel free to just pull the knees into the chest and just bring the mind to center. But so long as there's no pain, I encourage you to just stay with these stretching, opening sensations here. Finding a deep peace, a deep calm here in the stillness. And slowly we're going to come out of this pose, bringing both of those knees back together, bringing the feet to touch. And once again, you can just rock side to side if that feels comfortable for you, to massage out those hip joints. Then releasing the soles of the feet down to the mat, palms of the hands come to rest on the mat, and legs straighten. We want to just be gentle with our bodies here, giving ourselves time to really reorient in between these deep opening poses. Again, just noticing, where do I feel the energy flowing through my body after those poses? Maybe I feel a sensation of my muscles being stretched out, my hips being opened up. Maybe I just feel a deep sense of calm, of my mind being still. Or maybe my mind is wandering. Whatever shows up for you right now, just accept it and be present with it. And now whenever you're ready, just bending up the knees and bringing the soles of the feet against the mat. We're going to turn on our sides into a fetal position. Again, just taking your time here, not rushing anything. There's nowhere to be, nowhere to go right now. Just taking a couple of breaths here as we lay on our side, before straightening the legs and, in your own time, rolling over onto the belly. We're going to find our way into a Sphinx pose, ensuring that the tops of those feet are grounded down into the floor. And we're going to bring the elbows just in front of the shoulders, or even a little bit further in front of the shoulders, whatever is comfortable for you. Finding a nice back bend. And once you've found an optimal position where the elbows can rest on the mat, where we're feeling a nice stretch through the back, the hands can come to find either elbows, or chin can come to rest in the hands. Now, to find our edge here, we can vary the distance in between the feet. So for some people, you may feel more of a challenge when the feet are closer or when they're further apart. And once again, the first principle of our yin practice, we want to find a nice edge, somewhere where we're feeling a nice stretch, a nice sensation where there's a challenge, but we're not feeling any pain, any strain. And once you've found your edge here, once you've found that distance between your feet where you feel a nice bit of a challenge, just beginning to relax here. Relaxing through those thighs, relaxing the calves. letting go of any tension in the back, in the shoulders. And just imagining that each vertebrae of the spine is draping down towards the floor, just like a string of pearls. And breathing deeply here, feeling a gentle, comforting compression of the belly, the lower belly, into the mat as you breathe in, releasing any tension as you breathe out. If anything becomes too much for you or you start feeling pain at any point, again, you can just vary the distance between the feet to kind of change the edge, but so long as there's no pain, just staying with it here. And finally, releasing the head from the hands if you're holding your head in your hands. And just taking the elbows apart a little bit and releasing into a forward shavasana, forehead finding the arms here. Again, just giving ourselves some time to recalibrate after those positions. Just breathing deeply, staying present here in the body. And in any of these deep yin poses, we want to always make sure that we have a nice counter pose to balance things out. And so we're going to come into a child's pose next. So lifting up the head, we're going to bring the hands back a little bit so that they're just under the shoulders or just in front, and pushing ourselves back, pushing the hips back towards the ankles, rounding through the spine like a cat, and then letting the hips, letting the buttocks come to rest on the ankles. Arms can stay forward here or back. We can vary the position of the knees, either closer together or further apart if you like a nice hip opening. And again, arms can come back if that feels more comfortable for you, if there's any tension in the shoulders, any pain in the shoulders. But if you don't feel any pain in the shoulders, there's no shoulder injuries, then I encourage you just to reach those hands forward toward the top of the mat, grounding down through all of the knuckles of the hands. And if it feels more comfortable for you, feel free to place a block underneath the torso, underneath the pelvis, for a little bit more support. But once we've found that comfortable position, just releasing now into this final pose. Feeling an opening through the ribs, through the back, with each inhale. And just releasing any tension with each exhale. With each exhale, just releasing holding any tension, any fears or worries. Feel free to just take a deep breath in and release it in a sigh. Breathing deeply here and feeling a sense of gratitude towards yourself, for bringing yourself here, and for taking the time out of your day. Just bringing yourself back to that question now at the beginning of our practice. Where can I release fear in my life? Where can I redirect my energy? Redirect my energy away from my anxieties, away from my fears, away from places where maybe don't deserve my energy. And slowly now, in your own time, just gently coming up into an upright position, walking the hands slowly towards the knees here, and just straightening the spine, sitting on top of the heels, bringing those knees together, and sweeping the arms up on an inhale, exhaling, bringing the hands to chest. Again, just feeling gratitude towards yourself for bringing yourself here, for taking the time out of your day, away from your daily life. And taking the time for your body, for your mind. Breathing in here. Staying present for just a few more moments. And again, bringing the awareness to any sounds in the room, any sounds of the breath. Bringing the awareness back into the room. And if it feels comfortable for you, taking the hands to the forehead and just bowing down to the mat. Again, thanking yourself for this practice. Namaste.